was Chef Sanjeev Kapoor one of your earliest influences? Would you call him that?
Yes, 100%. Like, I think hundreds, thousands of people in India would say, I would 100% owe it to him to inspire me to even think in this direction. Because when I was as a 13-year-old boy making Anshu ke parathe, the natural uh, angle there was after having become popular as a kid in the family who cooks, I started watching Sanjeev Kapoor's Khana Khazana. And at that time, everyone was watching it,
Everybody, yeah.
which meant my mom and grandmother were already
Families
there.
which didn't watch it, yeah.
My grandfather also used to watch very, very keenly. And every Sunday, he would experiment with chef's recipes. We used to have a book, a family book of Sanjeev Kapoor's recipes. When the first time I got to meet him, I presented him that book. I showed him that these are 100 recipes we collated from from your खाना खजाना. मतलब we are true fans because हम खाते पीते घर के लोग थे ना, तो we are like, ओहो शेफ संजीव कपूर आज आने वाले हैं. So I used to run from my school bus at 2:15, where 2 to 2:30 his खाना खजाना used to come. So मैं घर 2:15 पहुंचता था because I would always get 10 or 15 minutes late to watch his show. So my grandparents would quickly run me down with what all has happened in today's episode, and last 15 minutes I would catch of his show, and last 10 minutes of Khana Khazana would always be a dessert. So I basically became really fond of Indian desserts because of Chef Sanjeev. At home, every week there was being jalebi being made or gulab jamuns being made from scratch. My mom felt like she was a halwai after a certain point, and she's like, I already have a lot of work, and I anyway sort of manage home meals, weekly meals, and then this boy comes in and he wants me to cook more because he will not cook, he will just supervise. Because mummy, acha ye kaise karte hain, ye de do. And I still remember she got these 8 or 10 Maggie ketchup bottles because then we were getting squeezy um,
Yeah.
bottle free
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Maggie के साथ. तो उसमें she would add that jalebi batter and let me pipe jalebis. And I still remember that people who would come to our home, I would make all of them pipe jalebis. So it's such a um, kid thing to do that I now do it as an adult as well. When people come to my home for Diwali parties or Dussehra parties, I make them pipe jalebis because it's fun. It gets that joy out of you. You feel like, oh my god, it's like a plaything. You can pipe a bundi for all I care, but I think people have fun, and then that's what Chef Sanjeev did for us. Yeah.
I have to state this is that as much as people say that have desserts which are international, nothing in this world can beat a desi dessert in any form. I am that guy who will go to any restaurant saying, "Gulab jamun hai kya?"
Good gulab jamuns are really, I think it takes a certain kind of artisan to make. We talk about croissant and we talk about um, all macarons, and we talk about a lot of like good French breads and patisserie and menuiserie, but making Indian mithai is equally tough and it's very technical, and nobody teaches it to you. Like, I have never been taught properly how to make mithai myself. I've only really learned it from people who actually make it or having observed them. But I feel like that is one of my dreams, is to start a school for mithais where we can document and uh, sort of nurture Indian mithai the way it is supposed to be. And because it is so technical and it only gets handed from generations to generations, no outsiders don't get to learn it. It's remarkable that it's one of those very, very like, when we talk about Indian cuisine, nobody talks about Indian mithai.
Because the assumption is that it's too sweet, and I feel that's the I would say the biggest misconception about Indian sweets is that they're too sweet because you might have eaten something that was too sweet. It's the balance.
The balance, like a good jalebi, if it's well fermented, will always be first tart, and it will always leave that beautiful fermented flavor on your palate and not the chashni flavor. That's the mark of a good jalebi. So, but yeah, we don't get to eat good jalebi.
Yeah, this episode's going to be at some point of salivation will be a constant from what I gather in this
We've
episode.
gone from parathas to jalebis now. Yeah.
For more insights like this, make sure you check out the full episode.